Well, the trial of a Baltimore police officer charged in the death of a prisoner, Freddie Gray, ended in deadlock today. A judge dismissed the jury, saying it was clear they would not be able to reach a unanimous verdict. William Porter was the first of 6 police officers, there he is, to stand trial in the death of Gray. Prosecutors said he failed to get medical attention for Gray, and Porter was charged with manslaughter, assault, misconduct, and reckless endangerment. And he pleaded not guilty to all those charges. Baltimore's mayor called for calm and said anyone who chooses to protest should do so peacefully. Here she is.
All of us, if we believe in justice, must have respect for the outcome of the judicial process. If some choose to protest, they must peacefully demonstrate that is their right. We will not and cannot be defined by the unrest of last spring.
Well, I'm joined right now by Laura Coates, a former assistant U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. Laura, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, when you hear there's a mistrial, it sounds like somebody did something wrong, but of course you know that doesn't mean that. It means we couldn't get a verdict. Tell us, why do you think the judge gave up on that jury reaching a unanimous verdict in this very hot case?
I know, and you know, after 16 hours of deliberation, you would think that that would not be enough time to actually have a thorough and full deliberation process, but in reality, what you saw here was just that, Chris. You had seeds of reasonable doubt that had been planted throughout the trial by the defense team, and you had some real deficiencies in the prosecution's argument. So what likely happened here is they all said they couldn't come together and unanimously decide on even one charge, which frankly is a little shocking to the community. I mean, we all in the legal community thought that it was a tough uphill battle on certainly the manslaughter charge, but misconduct in office, reckless endangerment, or assault. Yeah. And the reason for this, Chris, is because the fundamental flaw of the case is that the premise is that we're punishing him for something that he did not do, as in he failed to seatbelt in Freddie Gray, and he failed to get medical attention. And people are not used to that sort of a standard for a police officer.
Well, that sounds like a reasonable standard to me, but is there a precedent for this kind of standard being used in a case as important as a manslaughter case? You know, not doing something.
You know, it is. And that it's almost like the idea of a police officer having to have a different standard in all sorts of cases. I mean, keep in mind that people fundamentally trust the police over any other citizen and over any other group. And so it's not a flawed concept to say that you can be punished for failing to do something, especially if you as a police officer, your entire job hinges on you actually being proactive, not just reactive. And here, William Porter was the last person allegedly to hear Freddie Gray's dying declaration for help, and you just can't escape that really bad fact. But it's far from over, Chris. What people have to understand is that this is a real chess game in a way. There's a reason Officer William Porter's trial went first. There's a reason that the very next trial will be the van driver who has far more serious charges. We've got to wait. There is a strategy and a plan.
Okay. Thanks so much, Laura Coates, for that expertise.
Thank you.
About the Baltimore trial. It's going to get hot. Coming up.